Hi, I'm Nick Maddox and welcome to Nash TV. Today I'm going to take the opportunity while we're out on the bank to run you through the siren bite alarm, but in particular the sensitivity system. It's the main thing I get asked about at shows or with a customer inquiry, so I thought I'd now give you a little rundown so you all understand exactly how it works. Now, with other bite alarms on the market, you're measuring the distance that the line passes through your alarm. Now, on a windy night, or if you've got a drifting weed bed coming through your swim, or whatever it may be that's giving you false indications on your alarm, you're then going to have to go out and desensitize that alarm. Now, in effect, if you imagine you were moving the line a foot to get 2 or 3 bleeps, you've now gone out and desensitized it. You might now have to move your line 3 foot, 4 foot, 5 foot, maybe even more to get the same 2 or 3 bleeps that you were getting before. Now, in effect, you've completely lost, if you like, tune with your rig out there. You're not in touch with it, you don't know what's going on. The fish can now be moving your lead out there probably a foot, half a foot, maybe even more, without you getting any indication, purely because you've desensitized the alarm. With the siren bite alarms, Kev wanted to do something a little bit different, and it was this desensitizing it that he didn't like the idea of. He wanted to be in tune with his rig the whole time. So to combat that, we've gone with a different system. So rather than measure the distance that line passes through the alarm, we're actually measuring the speed that the line passes through the alarm. So in effect, very similar to a speed camera. You go through it too slow, you're not going to get a speeding ticket, or if you go through too quick, obviously you are. And I'll just demonstrate exactly sort of the effectiveness of that. Now, you've all probably had it. You start with a slack bobbin, it's on the deck, and by the morning you wake up and it's right up the top there, it's pulled up tight. You haven't actually had a screaming run. You've had probably a couple of bleeps every 1-2 hours or something, so that might be a weed bed drifting through your swim and sort of pulling your line up ever so slightly, bit by bit by bit. I don't know about yourselves, I have to go out and check it every time, make sure the rod tip's not twitching and all that, which of course isn't ideal. You want to get a good night's sleep until you get an absolutely screaming take. So I'll just demonstrate now. I'll just pop the siren onto the lowest sensitivity system. Now, there's 5 levels of sensitivity. Generally, I'll always fish with mine on sort of level 3 or so, unless of course you're getting really windy or you're getting sort of lots of false bleeps. So that's on level 1, which is the lowest level of sensitivity. Now, you'll notice that a very slow movement, rolling back and forth, not giving me an indication, or a slow movement as it's just pulling up tight, you're not getting an indication either. So that's your false bleep sorted. But of course, when a fish moves your line just that much, so a very small amount, but very quickly, you're going to get an indication. And of course, 9 times out of 10 you don't get super slow carp takes. A carp shakes its head, you might get it sit on the spot, but regardless, it's going to shake its head and give you a quick twitch, which is going to give you the indication that you need. I hope that sort of clears things up for you and you now all understand exactly how the sensitivity on the siren works. Any other questions, feel free to get in touch and we'll be happy to help you out. Good luck on the bank, lads. Take care and we'll see you soon.